Hi everyone. I hope you're able to see. Um, just let me know how the audio is, and if it's good, then everything should be fine. If it's not, I'll try to adjust something and we'll fix it. But today I have everything set up. If you have like a Kubernetes cluster, we could just follow along. I'll just see if anyone's joining. Hopefully, if someone's like could learn and stuff. Um, it's okay. We'll still stream anyways. Um, we're not using the platform. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. So, hi everybody. I'm Pawan. I'm developer advocate at a company called Robusta. This has nothing to do, like this is just me trying to learn things. I really am not sure how the audio is, but hopefully it's good. um, Not too bad. uh, okay, okay, I hope this is a little better than before, but okay, so this thing is get adjusting itself, which is super bad. um okay, right, we will just okay, cool. Thanks, Leon. Like this whole audio thing, it's auto adjusting itself, which is like really bothering me. Maybe I should do something about it later. I just hope the I just reduce your volume so the noises, so you don't like hear a lot of noise. Okay, we'll just start. So yeah, we'll switch to a layout. Yeah, this looks good. So I'll just okay, cool. There's no noise. So I'll just add some links. If you are following along, you can just hop into the Robusta documentation. Um, so this is the documentation for Robusta. Um, so as you can see, it's so Robusta can enrich your alerts and all of that. So we'll just try to install. So basically the idea or what I'm trying to do with these streams is one, to learn Robusta, and another is to get better at streaming and whatnot. So it's going to be a very informal thing. You can like ask questions if you have any, and I'll try to answer them. So we'll start with, so you need a Kubernetes cluster. Here I'm using K3D, so I'm just creating a new cluster using K3D. So by the time it's created, we'll just see what we're going to do. Hey Srinivas, hi. um, so so right now we just have two options to install. I mean, we will, at least I'll try to do or try most of the options, because I want to understand and see if there are any issues. And I also manage the documentation, so I'll also like help with fixing those things. So we will use Robusta with Prometheus, so we'll go monitoring from scratch. So the first thing is for us to have a CLI. I have a CLI already. Just install the CLI. Okay. So so I think this just means okay, let me see if I can. Yeah, I think StreamYard is 720p, so things could be much smaller. Okay. Uh, yeah, this is weird. This is better. So we will ins- install. So it's just installing a CLI called the Robusta CLI, and so we'll run the gen config. So you need Python 3.7 or higher. You need pip 3, and if you have an error about it, you can look here to understand what the error is and how to fix it. Nice. So there's also a pip option, and also there is a Docker option, which I did not try. I did try it once, but I mostly use the CLI, so I just want to um, try it out. And okay, so what this does is it'll give you an option to. So basically, if you just follow these steps, which yeah, we can follow it along, I believe. Um, just don't want to share things. Copy. So what that link does is it'll open Slack for you. I do have it right here. Okay, and you have to click add to Slack. So this is trying to install onto a different cluster. You have to change it to your own Slack workspace where you have access and allow. So yeah, that's done. So now your Slack configuration is done, and for this to work, you need to just give it a Slack channel for it to work. So you'll get all your notifications here in the Slack channel. If you are indeed following along, just let me know. I'll go slow or like speed up things a little bit if needed. Okay, so now I'll just you just have to give it a name. And so it's asking if you want MS Teams integration. So we can also do MS Teams integration. We call them syncs. So there are like destinations for your alerts. So you can configure any one of these syncs. Slack has the most features, but any of these work, and we add more features always. So no here. What's the UI sync? Yes. Um, So Robusta UI sync lets you access the UI, which um, so which looks like this. This is the UI. So we will configure this, but the only thing is that I'm not going to configure it again here. But if you just want to do it, like just give your email here and it'll start configuring it. After that, you'll be asked the account name, so you have to give it an account name or an organization name, which will. I hope it's okay to go here. Okay, it's not okay to go there. Fine. Yeah, so it'll just give your account a name, and that's it. And then you'll have to accept the end user license, and also if you are okay to just give the send some statistics about your installation stuff, you can do that. For now we are done, and we will just close everything. So actually, just today my VS Codium, which is uh, like the telemetry removed version of VS Code, stopped working because of an update or something. So I'm going to use yeah, this thing. No, don't save. Which is, yeah, VS Code. I'll just open the folder. So by now it you should have a file in your folder which is called generated values. So I'll just create one. Downloads, documents. So you'll have a file with this name. I'm just not adding mine here directly because it's, well, it has secrets, which is something I'm trying to configure. I'm still learning how to do it. If we go to the installation page as we were doing before, um, so we're still here in this step, and by the end of this we'll have a generated values.yaml, and we'll have to save this file. This file contains sensitive values refer to managing secrets. So this is something I haven't tried before, seal secrets and these things, which I will try maybe in the next stream or the stream after that. But for now, I'll just install Robusta in just a cluster, and just try things out. But I still need my file, which I'm not sure how to do it. Generated values, rename, YAML. I'll just create a. So I'll just open a terminal here, and okay. So what I'll do is I'll just don't open. So I have my generated values file inside that, and So inside, so right now you'll use this file while I'll use another file. So in the start of your file, you can add a cluster name. So this will help you skip this part where you need to add the cluster name. But if you have multiple clusters, you can use the same configuration file for multiple clusters, in which case you can, when you are upgrading or doing something, you can set the cluster name here so that you can target a single cluster and update it there. But if you are just using a single cluster like me and you just don't want to use this argument all the time, you can just do that. um, Next we'll just move on to installation. So I'm using a kind cluster, but for it's the same thing for normal clusters, but for kind or any local clusters or clusters that you are trying to just experiment with Robusta, you could just you need to use this argument, which is sets a small cluster true. So I'll I mostly don't use it, but this time maybe I will use it. So we're just updating our Helm chart, and we will use this command. So I have this tool called switch. You can, if you haven't used it before, it's very good to just switch between multiple clusters. So it's similar to Cube Context, but the advantage here is that you can switch to a different cluster in different terminal, and you can switch back and forth while using Cube CTX. You can Cube CTX switches everything, your whole config for the whole system. So it's not that useful if you're having multiple clusters and need to work with multiple clusters. So right now we're using Robusta stream. And okay, so we already have the cluster name, so we're just removing the cluster name part and using set small cluster equals true, and hopefully we install. Yeah, while we wait for it to be for it to get created, we'll just see some. Okay, so the cluster is getting created uh, quickly. So Robusta by default also installs Prometheus. It also installs Alertmanager, and Alertmanager and Prometheus are configured. Robusta also installs Grafana. Um, Grafana and Robusta runner and forwarder. Runner is the uh, main automation engine that does all of the automations and helps filter the messages and whatnot. Robusta forwarder is what sends data to different locations that you have, And yeah, Prometheus, cube state metrics, and node exporter, these are all related to Prometheus. They are used to like collect and gather metrics and data that you can use. Prometheus operator, Prometheus operator is pretty famous, but I just don't know how it works and all of that really well. So it's also something that I want to like explore while I make these streams. um Same with Grafana, Cube State Matrix, Prometheus. All of these are like very, very commonly used, and I just want to like explore all of them as we go. So while we're waiting for the cluster, yeah, I hope this works. Yeah, this weird StreamYard logo on the top is pretty big. Hmm. It's taking longer than I expected, which is not very usual. But okay, we'll wait and we'll just look at the documentation to see what's next. So we just, after this, we'll just verify the install. We can also get Robusta logs to see if there are any issues. We could just try it right now. Okay, so we also have Popeye, which we recently like integrated. So Popeye just scans your cluster. So right now Popeye just came up. It's scanning the cluster for any um, misconfigurations and all of that. So Robusta logs just brings the runner logs, which okay, I see. I think I see a problem. Right. So I think I do know the problem. One second. Okay. And so since I used like like an old config, um, so because it was an old config, there was an issue. So my GitHub token, it must have been like expired. So that thing is not working. So just uninstall Robusta and install it again. I'll just remove the small cluster two part. Yeah, this is good. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I think everything is running. We could just go to um, okay, yeah. So yeah, we see some data coming in. So this is live now. We can okay. I think so far this is good. We have a couple of events. The probes are failing. Yeah, the probes are usually used to check if everything's working. So right now, what the startup probe and readiness probe do is that they just ping this, basically ping this domain or IP or whatever and URL, and see if they are receiving any data, if it's accessible and all of that. So that so so it depends on what you are trying to run. So now, after getting something back, what to do with it depends on the developers, and or people who just created this pod or the application. So you could say, if the connection is refused, then so this might be wrong, or if the connection is accepted and there is this type of data, if it's like a 200 or some sort of data, then maybe maybe it's a pass and the pod is running successfully. But if it's like a 4 or 4 or something, then the pod is running, but it's not, the data is not being shown or something. So what you need to do, like, based on your requirements, you can change what this startup probe or readiness probes output means. If so right now, so we'll just go to the apps. We'll just Robusta UI, select namespace. We don't have all these namespaces, but yeah, this is the new UI for it. And we could, okay, we did scan it once, but I think, okay, so we have the scan results. So we'll just get some details and efficiency. Hmm. Cluster rescan. Okay, I'm scanning. uh, oops. Do we have any jobs? Okay, I think these are default jobs from the cluster itself. So we have nodes. Okay, this is, I didn't know. Okay, this is like running on my system. So CPU efficiency, unallocated CPU. I'm not sure if this much of it is unallocated, which is, um, yeah, I mean, my whole operating system is running. So if it's like 16, this is total memory, and how is all of it not allocated? Okay, these are things that I could probably take note of. And also, these are things I could just, things that I might have mistaken things for, or things that maybe we should fix or something. So it's either way, it's still useful. So that's why I'm trying to, like, learn and also do it online, because I just want to, yeah, do both of these things. So far it's like half an hour, and we are at a pretty good start. So Robusta is running, everything's running, and we have a cluster, and we have things working, which is okay. So we'll complete the installation by deploying a caching pod. So so basically, you'll have to run this, and it will deploy a crashing pod. So Now we will come here. So this is a Slack. So I just signed it up, but I'm using this cluster. So in some time you'll get a notification saying there is a crashing pod. If you see here, if you go to the timeline and okay, 15 minutes. So you could scroll and find things, obviously. Yeah, I think there's a limit for the number of restarts before which crashing pod is like the pod is crashed. Okay, will probably wait for it. And another thing is that I don't have these namespaces. Okay, we are still waiting for an update. We could also do an alert. So we and okay, so there's an error. So um okay, I see. So this is a mistake. This is a mistake in the configuration where I added an extra something called okay. Now what I'll do is I just removed that part where it says playbook extra, and now we'll go here and we'll run Robusta upgrade to give it a new generated config values. So mostly this should fix the error that we have. Paste. Basically, so instead of coming here, I could just go here and click Robusta runner and wait for it to load. Basically, so the cluster is getting upgraded, so it's not going to show more details, but yeah, yep. Oh, cool. So this was the previous error. I don't think we have any errors now. So everything should be working as usual. Oh, come on. Okay, here's the crashing part. So what I was saying before was that you could come here and it would show you the logs right here. So these are the you can download the logs, or you can just see the logs right here, so that yeah, I didn't have to open terminal and stuff, but okay, we'll get there. So right now this does not have any alerts or problems, but here this thing has some alerts. So it went to back off. So there is an issue. If we go to the timeline, yeah, so this, so what happened was like, because of the configuration, I don't think it just registered any um, alert. I just deleted it, and I will just create a new pod. Okay, now we have a new crashing pod. So that's gone from. Oh, see, cool. Now it just, now everything's working. We are back with. So here we made an upgrade. So that is this was an update of deleting the pod. So we are seeing it here. So the first thing is the pod was deleted, and the second thing was the pod was created, which is which is like a uh, change in the cluster, and that went into a back off. So that is this error. You can also see the events of a crashing pod. So this is the created, and this is the same crashing pod having this was deleted before it. So it just registered the same alerts, and then here we also have on our Slack the logs, and also about more details about the crashing pod itself. So if I click investigate from here, it will take me to hmm, it. We also got the demo alert that we actually got before. So I think this was from. We'll also see the demo alert. This was the demo alert that we generated, and this was, so the demo alert was resolved automatically, so it's not showing. Um, yep. So we won't be fiddling along. So this is if you have like a really older versions, or these upgrade installation instructions. So we'll just delete the deployment crashing pod, so that we don't keep getting notified about it. And yeah, that's the basic installation. Um, right. So that's the basic installation. And next we will try a different installation. So we'll go to an existing Prometheus. So what we'll do right now is to um, install Robusta, but here we won't enable Prometheus-Stack, because um, because we want to install it. So basically here the assumption is you already have a Prometheus, have Prometheus running in your cluster. So we'll do that. Seal secrets. Yeah, I'm very interested in seal secrets, which we can use to store sensitive data. So we'll try that tomorrow. So I'll just look into it a little bit before the stream, and we could hop on and try it out. So now what we're doing is there is an option. If you already have a configuration, you don't have to do this. So in your configuration, um, what you have to do is okay. So in your configuration, you'll already have. Um, so if you are not using the Robusta UI and you just want to use the open source part of Robusta, then you could just make the enable platform playbooks false. And if you are so right now we are trying to install Robusta in an alternative way where we have existing Prometheuses. So we'll just make this false, right? So we'll use the same cluster, and also just install Robusta for now. So now we'll go here. So it's the same thing, same installation, but this time probably, as you can see, and you will see that you won't have as many things as you have had before, because so earlier when we installed Robusta, we had a lot of things. So we had robust cube state metrics, we had Prometheus, we had Grafana, we had Robusta forwarder, alert manager, and all of this. So, but now that we just didn't want any of that, and we already have Prometheus, so all of that won't be installed. So, as you can see, it was pretty quick because so only Robusta runner and forwarder are installed right now. Um, so the next step for us is to, so even when you don't have Prometheus, Robusta still works. So if you run a crash loop back off right now, the type of alert that you get now is different from the alert that you get when you have Prometheus. We should probably see it. So you'll still have an alert, but it's totally different kind of alert, because when you don't have Prometheus, Robusta just brings in. Okay, so you'll also have this issue where Robusta asks you to configure an alert manager. Um, so this is right now. So okay, so this is the crashing pod. So this data, compared to the previous one, this data Robusta directly gets from the Cube API server, which is also the case previously. But even when you don't have Prometheus, there's something called playbooks, which is also something I want to explore. Like there are a lot of things that I still want to explore in Robusta. So I'll also like look into it as we go. So far, I'll just darker theme. So we'll just delete it. At this point, so we are still, if you go to Robust, so if you go to Robusta's GitHub, I'm still working on a different branch. I'm working on a different branch, trying to update all the Yeah, right. So there is another branch that I'm working on, and I will be fixing the documentation for a bunch of things. I'm just trying to find out the not this. Okay, I'm just trying to find out the name of the branch. Uh, hmm, shouldn't be this older. I should have already. Yeah, I was pretty much pushing a lot of changes to it, so it should be somewhere here. If it's not here, then okay. GitHub desktop. If I switch to Robusta, external Prometheus docs is the branch. So if you go here, okay, we'll just look up here. External prom docs is the name of the branch. So if you come to the documentation and use the external prom docs, hopefully this works. Yeah, right. So if you go to the installation now, and if you go to integrating with existing Prometheus and go to the bottom, you'll have the follow the guide to integrate alert manager. So you have so I'm still updating these docs. So the next time you see this, things could be not totally, but very different. Just have this posted in the chat, or I'll just put it here for anyone that sees this in the future. Send me a message on Twitter, I guess. So Kube-Prometheus-Stack. So at this point, we should already be having Kube-Prometheus-Stack. So I think now we'll just go install Kube-Prometheus-Stack. So this Kube-Prometheus-Stack should be installed in your in the same cluster as Robusta, and we will just configure it. And we'll also try in cluster configuration and out of cluster configuration. Um, yeah, I fixed these, but I just have to push the changes, which is weird. I think I did push changes. Okay, I'll have to look into it later. So this is Kube-Prometheus-Stack, and so let's add in this. I already have it added. So yeah, right. It's just not letting me push because I don't have permissions. I'll have to change it so that I'll be able to do it. So Helm install his name. So right now it's still in the same context. Um, okay. Unknown. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just a thing you like expect, I guess. I'll just look up this error and see if we could find something about it. Or am I doing something wrong? Kube-Prometheus-Stack. We'll just use another part of the error so that we'll get more information. Okay. Think I've seen this error in Robusta itself. Help. Okay, not here. Okay. It's okay. Let's see the exact error. Script config selector. Okay. I think because of CRDs, it is solved by deleting them. You can check them here. Okay, so I think I know the issue. So I remember seeing this here. So because we installed Prometheus that came along with Robusta, I think that is an older version. So if we do this, is to remove. So by the time it is done, if you have existing Prometheus operator installed independently, I think that is the same issue that is being told here when people are installing with Helm. It is because of CRT. Should resolved by deleting them. So we'll just delete them. Now we'll just install Prometheus. God, it's still the same thing. Or should I give it an argument? Okay. Install release name, hem file. Um, just, okay, now that is an issue and we should solve it. Maybe. Upgrade. Okay, this is some similar issue. Okay, this is going way over my head. Um, I mean, how did things get this complicated? So I think it's better off to just create a new cluster with and try to install Prometheus there because of the current Prometheus installation that Robusta installed. There, I don't know. I'm just thinking there could be issues. Switch to Prometheus. Uh, yeah, no. Wait, what? Prometheus stream. Now, if we switch, we'll go to. Oh, okay. This is not visible, which is sad. Okay. So now we just went to Prometheus stream, and in Prometheus stream, that's Robusta stream. So inside of Prometheus stream, I don't find Prometheus stream. What is switch doing? New terminal. So we don't open. Hmm. I don't understand. I'll just use kubectx. Still showing the same thing. Where is my cluster list? Prometheus stream. Why am I not seeing my cluster? PD. I have to first stop it.